And hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Sherry Schreiner. A couple things I want to talk about today. You know, I've been busy this morning. Posted a couple of videos. Took some pictures last night of the moon. Had my son go out, grab some pictures. It was real intense red when it was coming up. By the time he went out and started taking pics, a couple hours later, it already started changing colors. But he also got an object in the south that was pretty crazy, and I made a video of that. I don't know what that thing is. Some kind of... I wonder if that's the hovercraft I've been seeing in the codes, and if that's it, it's some kind of spaceship. I often see hovercraft in the codes, but I don't pay much attention to it because there are always hovercrafts around here. This place is a zoo, so I don't worry about that too much. And I also posted one on the red moon being the sign of the coming pole flip, because I told you back in July when I asked the Father what was going to be the sign to watch for, that the pole flip would be near, and he told me the red moon, unscheduled red moons, and we've had many of them since then. I mean, a whole month of August, people were posting pics of red moons, and they're doing so now going into September. Only it's even more frequent, almost every day, either on the East Coast or the West Coast. People from everywhere seeing red moons. The pole flip is coming, folks. You know, it threw me for a loop when the sun started setting back in the west. It was way over northwest for the past year. It was in the northwest. And I'm screaming, hey, the sun's setting in the northwest. It's in the northwest. And we were a couple degrees from a total flip. And then boom, it moved back to the west again. And I was just like, what is this? What's going on? Why is it back in the west? It was in the northwest, and we were just a few degrees from a pole flip. And now it's reversed itself. It's crazy. So I just watching that. One of the things I want to talk about, though, is you know, I told you that I saw New York City being inundated with water. And I also did a show, I don't know if it was last week or whenever, that I saw a ton of water coming down from the northern Pacific and just deluging Monterey Bay in California. And that when that happened, that would be the signal for everybody in L.A. to get out of there, because it was going to be coming down towards L.A. I think people are waiting for the great earthquake to destroy California. It's going to be water. And I see a lot of islands. California is going to look like Hawaii. It's going to be like a bunch of different islands. It's not going to be destroyed by an earthquake. It's going to be destroyed by water. And especially when the asteroid hits out in the Indian Ocean. I mean, the monstrous waves coming from that will certainly destroy much of California's coast. But the water I saw in New York City was relatively sooner. And I was feeling at the time September 20th. And so, you know, I kept to looking at the calendars. And this year, Rosh Hashanah starts on the eve of September 20th. And I'm not really aligning this festival or feast with the pole flip. I'm just saying it looks like the pole flip is going to happen during this feast. People are looking for the Rev 12 sign and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, I've never felt anything but repulsion about that whole thing. And not because of the Rev 12 sign, it's because of what people are saying about it. The things they're aligning it with, including it with right now, it just doesn't set right with me. And when something doesn't set right with me, it never will. And so I'm not even looking at that. How do I say it? What I think, I'll throw this out there. I don't have a thus saith the Lord. But what I think is that on September 20th, we're going to see the beginning of the pole flip. And it's going to go for 7 days until September 26th. Now, I told you back in July that the pole flipped. I felt the pole flip in August, September. A backdoor month of October would be the backdoor month. I felt back then it would be end of September. And so this is exactly still there. It's still hitting me that in 2 weeks we're going to have a pole flip. We're going to see the pole flip in 2 weeks. And so if that's true, we're looking at some exciting things beforehand. I know on the Enochian calendar, the one I love because it's the most accurate one, Rosh Hashanah starts on the 14th, and the 23rd is the Day of Atonement. It's not this Rev 12 alignment thing everyone's hyped up about. It's the Day of Atonement, so on the Enochian calendar. So I like that. Day of Atonement is Yom Kippur, same thing. On the Hebrew Torah calendar, Yom Kippur is on the 30th of this month. It's a week later. So the Torah calendar and the Enochian calendar are probably about a week's difference. I don't know. A couple days off, maybe they're... Yeah, about a week's difference. A week off. And who knows what the Talmud calendar is. I don't keep up with the Talmud calendar. It doesn't get any more satanic than that. What I'm feeling is that on the 20th, the pole flip will start and go through the 27th. I'm going to reiterate some of the 7-day stuff I put. So you can go to my blog spot, my videos online too, where I talk about the pole flip. Let me get back, scroll down here. My newsletter, ministry newsletter on the pole flip, ministry number 8. On the East Coast, beginning at about noon. And it'll start with winds. People will start seeing the winds pick up. And then they'll just increase in strength. Instead of subsiding, they'll just keep increasing in strength, knocking most of the power out the first day. On the second day, the severity gets worse. The electrical grids go down. And everywhere, worldwide, there's no power. Nobody has power. On the third day, the earth will tilt over with brute force winds. Everything will go dark. There will be tsunami waves, earthquakes, and that could very well be the 20th when I was seeing water in New York City. There'll be tsunami waves, earthquakes. We'll feel like the earth is breaking, splitting in half. Coastlines will sink. All the plates under the earth will shift. Underground bunkers will be destroyed. They will collapse and flood, and fires will start everywhere from the suddenness of the changes. What isn't flooded will be burned. The tunnels and cavities under the earth will be filled with water. Earthquakes will cause chaos. People will start fires, candles, oil lamps. The earthquakes will cause fires to start everywhere, and they will run out of control because there's nobody around to put them out. The fourth day, darkness. The winds won't cease. Those trapped under the earth, mostly creatures at this point, will be fleeing to the top. The fifth day is darkness, chaos everywhere. Creatures will be unleashed on the earth. Those in containment will break free. And like I've warned you before, during this 3 days of darkness, do not leave your homes. Anyone who leaves their homes will be food for these creatures that are running amok. And that goes for Christians too. I know how high-headed and stubborn you are. Well, I can go out. Jesus will protect me. No, Jesus said to keep your butt home for 3 days. So listen. No one is to leave their homes during the 3 days of darkness. 6th day, partial darkness. The earth will begin to tilt back up, causing strong winds again. And the 7th day, the light will return, the winds subside. So, here we go. I just had a thought, because on the 3rd day, if that's when the tsunami waves and earthquakes start, and that's typical, that could be typified of what I saw in New York City, that means it would start 18th. Pole flip would actually begin about the 18th or the 17th. The 3rd day is the 20th. Trying to think if I'm feeling it, because I usually feel something. I'm feeling more like the 18th, 19th. That's a Monday. The 19th is a Tuesday. The Wednesday is the 20th. Yeah, I'm still feeling it for the 20th. That could still be the first day, because with the winds blowing, it'll start rustling the waves as well. I guess I can't really align that with New York City. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, as to the start of this thing, I don't know the exact start date. I'll stick with the 20th because that's what I've been going with the past couple of days. I was sitting here and I'm thinking, you know what? 2 days back to back, we've had intense red moons here. And this little voice in my spirit says 2 weeks the pole flip. And so I think that's just what I'll go with. And 2 weeks from yesterday would be the 19th. So that's what we're looking at, folks. 19th, 20th. The 19th, the first day, is just going to be extremely windy. And then the 20th is it just doesn't quit. It just doesn't quit. It's like a being under hurricane winds that never stops. A hurricane comes and does its damage and leaves, and this isn't leaving. This isn't going anywhere. It's going to be very, very windy for 2 days, knocking out the entire grid supply of the entire world. And fires run amok everywhere because the preppers and people who are armchair quarterback preppers grabbed candles and oil lamps. Folks, get the batteries, the battery lanterns, battery flashlights. Stick with the batteries. Don't catch your own house on fire. And for all you people in apartment buildings, it takes one apartment to catch on fire. And that whole building's going to be gone because there will be no fire department coming to your rescue. So that's what I'm going to stick with now. I'll go on the ledge and until something happens and we're knocked off this timeline. But you know what? From what I understand, they are committed to this timeline we're on. And it's like Pandora's box is just going to open and we're going to see destructions coming from everywhere. And we're already seeing that. We got Irma. We just had Harvey. And they're setting the West Coast on fire. Fire is like instant loose to them. It's instant destructive energy, and they love that stuff. They feed off of it. And so they got all the suffering and misery down in Texas, because they love that. That's food to them, too. That's bad energy. And they got all the fires in the Northwest. Boy, nothing symbolizes death faster than a good fire does, huh? I remember back in 2008 when I went on my Oregon mission out to the West Coast, and as soon as I got back to Ohio, the fires started out there. They're like, what the heck is this? All this Oregon energy everywhere. They started blowing the place up, starting fires. Instant loose, instant energy for them, because they're evil. And on the 8th day, that's when these Ashtar, Galactic Federation, whatever you want to call them, these evil, I can't say the word I want to say, Dad's stopping me, evil things are going to arrive, and this is their plans, as saviors of the world. They're coming to help mankind. They're coming to help. Yeah, make us all gag. I would look for them on a Thursday. So probably like the 28th, the 29th, because they like Thursday and Fridays. That's like their 2 days. They love those 2 days. And I think Friday is the Sabbath for Islam. And Maitreya will come as the Islam Mahdi during prayers. That's one of the prophecies. But who knows? They're going to stick to their own prophecies. Who knows? They just make it up as they go. Sananda, the fake Jesus, coming to deceive mankind, would arrive on Thursday. And Maitreya on Friday, or they both arrive together. They just, whatever's going to work, I think, at this point. But I would look for them on a Thursday and Friday. The days I like for Christian days, obviously Sabbaths, or like Sunday is the first day of the week, Monday is the second, and then Wednesday, Wednesday, I like that. the first day of the week, which is Sunday. I don't know if he would do anything on Sabbath. If he would, it would be probably at night. But yeah, I never look for anything on Thursdays and Fridays and Tuesdays because those seem to be the idiot's favorite days. And so, I guess we just get ready, folks, because, this weekend, the 9th, 10th, and 11th, I like this time as a go date for the elect to leave. I'll throw that out there. Sunday, Sabbath, obviously, is the 9th, and then the first day of the week being Sunday, and the second day, Tuesday, and the first elect, the firstborn, first fruits, first day. That's why I kind of like it on a Sunday. People will get all hyped. Oh, they're leaving on Sunday. That's church day. No, it's not church day. Sabbath day is Saturday. For you pagans, Sunday is church day. But Sunday is the first day of the week. And that is firstborn, first fruits, also known as the elect. So I like the correlation of the first day of the week and the elect being aligned together because they're the first group. They're the firstborn. First one's leaving. So I like Sunday. But I also have to keep in mind Saturday and Mondays because, I always go out and gaze up in the sky on those days. And he said to look for his coming when I normally do. And typically I could be out there all weekend looking for him. So it could be any day of the weekend. It's always the weekend. It's always Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. And so it hasn't changed in 10, 15 years. So I feel that one strongly. I'm not saying we're leaving this weekend. I'm just saying I like it as a go-to time. We always have go-to times, like hot days that are hot, times that are hot, compared to ones that are really cold. And to me, it's really hot. It's burning hot, 9th, 10th, and 11th, as opposed to any other day of September. Those Jack Van Impe followers will all be hyped on the last day of Rosh Hashanah because that's what he teaches. Mr. Mason himself, Mr. Mason, I worship Lucifer as God of light, but I'm going to lead the Christians and tell them what to think about Bible prophecy and be an expert and call myself the Bible man. I used to watch him too for years as a kid. My mom used to buy all his videos, and, when you find out who these people really are, you just get really mad, and you get mad you were duped by them for all those years and gave them any dimes you had. So he probably has everybody hyped on the 22nd, 23rd. He's probably been behind that. I remember Hal Lindsey putting out a video, or was that Jack Van Impe? I think it was Hal, on why America is not mentioned in prophecy. We're the most dominant nation mentioned in hundreds of scriptures all over prophecy. And he made an entire video on why America is not mentioned. It was like, what are you talking about? Mr. Mason himself, 33rd degree, met his last wife in a stripper bar. When do you lose respect for all these people? They play Christians. They play you, they deceive you, and they go sit in stripper bars and meet their future wives. That just makes me angry. I get so sick of pagan Christianity. I was duped by it for so long. So let's see. What's coming up in October? Because October 10th always seems to be the date when everybody sees missiles hitting America. I remember seeing that myself, seeing 2 missiles. That's Sukkot this year. That's during Sukkot. It begins on the 5th, on the eve of Wednesday, October 4th. That goes for 7 days to the 10th. That's the Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of Ingathering. That's another good one, Ingathering. That would align for me more for like a Rev 12 sign, because Rev 12 features the Jews running to their place of safety because they're under persecution. And ingathering is an earthly dwelling that you would reside in. People build these little huts. I never did that, but Some people do. I like Rosh Hashanah. I blow my trumpet. Y'all ought to have a shofar trumpet. It takes practice, and I'll tell you what. I don't know. 20 years later, I still suck, but my son is really good at it. Kids pick it up faster than adults do, I think. You have to know how to blow a trumpet. It's all on how you purse your lips on the thing. I don't think I'll ever get it, but I try. And the Lord will bless it. I'm sure he gets a kick out of it. So anyway, let's get back to destruction and doom and gloom. I guess it depends how you look at it, because you know what? You got to prepare for this stuff, folks. I know the church crowd's not, because you all think you're going to be raptured before this happens. And so if you remember anything, it's stay in the house during the 3 days of darkness. I know Nas is putting out doom and gloom videos on 15 days of darkness in November. Maybe they know something I don't. I'm not feeling it for November. I'm feeling it for now. It's coming up at the end of September. Anyway, folks, I'll be back on Friday at noon. We'll pick up where we left off today. Nice, cheery conversations. Until then, everybody, God bless.